It is a beautiful day for some DSA, and welcome back to the Cozy Club, my friends. We've got a video for you today. Now, if you're struggling within live PvP or Sorcerer's tournament, we've got a new strategic team guide video, guys, called Barley Bombs. Now, if you went back and you saw a while ago that Fred video that I released where we found that Fred absolutely destroyed the meta when paired up with Dash, and also to this day is still causing havoc within the arena, we've got another one for you, and one that's definitely going to be more free-to-play friendly and definitely something that you can use in early, mid, and also late games. There's not a lot of ingredients to make your Barley Bombs, so in today's video, we're going to be teaching you guys the ingredients to make the explosive Barley Bomb team. Now, you'll be able to look through your entire roster and really put what you have together, combine that with Barley, and hopefully by now you have Hero Hamada to make the ingredients of the explosive Barley Bomb team. Enough puns on that, but this is definitely a team that's going to be able to carry you from early, mid, and even to late game, because in today's meta, it's how much damage can you get out there quicker than your opponent. Now, there's been some metas that are about survivability and some metas that are about stalling. Right now, we are in a meta that is about punching first and punching as hard as you can, and the Barley Bomb is the secret ingredient to that. Now, if you've stopped by the Twitch stream, really in the last week, we've talked about Barley Bombs. I've showed you guys the concept behind it, but I thought it was time to make a video and show you guys the exact ingredients, what characters work for the Barley Bomb, and exactly what is it all together. If you haven't joined the Twitch family, go ahead and click the description down below to see and follow the channel. We've got great fun, tons of segments. We've got some great people. We just had a fireside chat with some of the top people within the DSA community, talking about things they want to see come to DSA, talk about just their characters and what we want to come out in 2021. It's been a great time, so join the community today. Let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Let's go ahead and jump into Barley, which, guys, don't worry, we're gonna have a complete Onward in-depth faction overview, if you will, of the Onward faction per se, coming up probably later this week, maybe even in the next couple of days. We're gonna take an in-depth guide into Ian, Barley, and Manicore, but let's go ahead, laser focus onto Barley today, looking at really one ability, and that is going to be Quest of Yore. So pull up your game, check out Quest of Yore, or look on the graphic on the screen, and here we go. Quest of Yore is going to increase magic of all abilities for one single target by one. It's going to also grant them guaranteed critical strike, which they're going to get a guaranteed crit out of that, with an increasing the ally speed turn meter by 30%. And in addition to this, if that wasn't enough, they're also going to get that 45% number you see there to get critical power up. Now, I do want to say that is at T8. Without T8, he's going to be having a 30% chance, which is still a pretty high chance to land critical power up, which is only going to make the boom and the explosion of your Barley Bomb that much bigger. Now, I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. Cozy, we've known about Barley's Quest of Yore. Cozy, we've seen this work before. I've seen teams like Elsa. We've talked about this before, but let me show you guys. This works for way more than just one character. It actually works for several different characters within the game, and Barley Bombs, by definition, are essentially a big explosive AoE attack that can kill about 2 and plus more characters to really give you the advantage to start out the battle and pretty much win the thing outright right away. So again, Quest of Yore on any of the characters we're going to be talking about today is the simple ingredients, and we'll talk about how to make this flow in the battle and everything else here in a hot minute. So first, let's start with the team structure and what you want to kind of have as the skeleton of your team to best make Barley Bombs work. Now, first of all, Barley needs to be protected. He's very easy to shut down. You can silence him, but if you have a Baymax or you have just other tanks, you want to protect your Barley. And the best way to typically do this, especially if you're free to play or mid game, and you pay to play whales, definitely know this by now, but you want to have a tech tank to go with Hero Hamada. So if you're watching this video and you don't have Hero Hamada, go farm him regardless of where you are within the game. But if you have Hero, go ahead, slap a couple of tanks by him. You know, preferably have them be in the tech faction like Baymax or Fred to protect your Barley, and you want to get out the bomb safely so you can hand deliver it to the enemy. So that being said, a general good team makeup guide would be Hero Hamada. Let's say one tank. We're going to use Baymax in this example. The person that's going to be given the bomb, Barley, +1 more, and that typically that one more is someone that kind of makes that team up all together. It can be Bubbles, it can be another support unit, it can be Anna. Whatever really makes the bomb go off bigger and better is what you want that other +1 to be. So now that we've talked about the team layout, let's go ahead and talk about the pieces of the team. What is that +1 character and what is the bomb character that you're going to use the quest of yore on? So we're going to start with a character and make our way through all of them, of one that you already probably know or one that you've seen throughout your time within DSA, and that is going to be Elsa. Now, pumping up Elsa Show Yourself is really nothing new. If you look at the ability, the more helpful effects that she has, the bigger and more explosive her Show Yourself is going to be. Barley pairs up naturally perfect with this because of all the buffs that he gives, plus that guaranteed crit. So it's a match made in heaven, and obviously for that +1, you typically want to pair her up with Anna, as she's going to be just a lot more synergized, and altogether, they're a great duo within the game. Now, Cozy Club, not just with Elsa, but for a lot of these characters on this list, typically that first turn, you're going to want to go ahead and Hero Hamada upgrade whatever your bomb character is. So in this case, we're going to Hero Hamada upgrade Elsa, and she's going to get attack up from that naturally from being an offense character. She can do her silence attack, and then that's when you start building up the bomb. Now, you're going to want to be excited. You're going to want to be eager to blow up the bomb very fast, but build it. Make sure there's not evades on the field. Make sure you've set yourself up successfully to lay down the big attack. So things like Claw or other AoE spells can help kind of set the field up for that. But in general, you want to use that Hero Hamada upgrade on whoever that bomb character is going to be, which you guys will see this trend naturally over and over. So first character's bomb is going to be Elsa Show Yourself. Check out that crazy damage. Again, for the +1, Anna is going to be a great slot for that. And really, Cobra Bubbles also being a great slot for that +1 character, really feeding into the Elsa bomb. Now, with Barley altogether, you can also have Bubbles as a natural great +1 to give the tactics to Barley to then give a guaranteed critical power up and guaranteed crit to whatever your bomb character is going to be. So let's jump on over to the next bomb character, and that is Mulan. Now, we've talked about Mulan a lot on this channel lately. She is definitely within the meta and doing very well within Kingdom teams, but Barley Bombs is also going to take her to the next level. So she does work within Kingdom teams. You can make it work without Hero Hamada, but you can go ahead and with Cauldron and with a lot of magic around her, you can get Fiery Distraction off very early and lay out some devastating damage. Now, if you guys aren't following me on Twitter, I'll go ahead and put the description. I'll put my Twitter in the description, but also here on the screen. You're missing out on a lot of I love to post just quick, huge hits in battle and things that you guys can see. So if you want to not miss out on that, go ahead and check the description down below. Outside of the crazy damage Barley Bombs can do, what's one of the most advantageous things about it is that cooldown that it can go ahead and decrease on your characters or increase the magic, whatever way you want to look at it. The language is kind of confusing, but let's check out Fiery Distraction. It's going to do some big damage here, as you guys can see, to all opponents. Now, Mulan is a Gear 8 special, if you will. She's not a Barley Bomb for gears below this. Most of these characters can be used outside of Gear 8, but with this AoE ability, it happens to be unlocked at Gear 8. But what you're going to do is get great damage. You're going to stun that primary target. You're going to get slow on all the other targets, and you're going to reduce speed meter of Shan Yu if he's out there on the field. Watch, he's popping up more and more. So altogether, you can expect a really big Barley Bomb from Mulan, and definitely a great character to set up for success. Now, I personally like lining her up with Beast and Belle and not using Hero for the Kingdom Barley Bombs, but Hero does work here as well. All right, let's go to probably the most exciting and by far the most ridiculous. This is one, when I found this is one that I showed the stream immediately because it honestly, it blew my mind. It screamed like, what is happening? So essentially, it is going to be within Mickey Mouse, and he has a very specific way to set him up. And let's really talk about that all together. As you guys know, Mickey is pretty exclusive right now, but if you find yourself having him, let's talk about how you can set up that Mickey Mouse bomb. Now, we've talked about Mickey Mouse. If you want to know more about him, check him up in the video up above. But guys, this is where things get just absolutely nutty and, dare I say, more explosive. You can go ahead and check out his kit, but what you're going to do is you're going to feed that hero upgrade right on over to Mickey to go give him a nice speed up. He's also going to then do All Together, which is the special that calls everybody together and also gives defense out and gives himself offense up. So you see, we're laying the ingredients, we're getting it all together for the explosion. And then what happens next is Barley is then going to give that upgrade, increasing that magic, giving Mickey Mouse a very fast turn because you have haste on him and also the increased magic or the decreased cooldown to lay out Disneyland forever. Now, Cozy Club, if you thought that this ability was already broken crazy and you saw this Twitch clip, then you've seen nothing yet. If this lines up properly, which honestly, it's not that hard to line this up, you're looking at crit power up, guaranteed crit, offense up, and an ability that's going to wipe the entire team without question. And it's going to also heal your team if that wasn't enough. Mickey is probably the best cozy Barley Bomb, if I were to say so myself. I think Mickey is easily one of the most ridiculous ones out there and not too hard to line up. So excited to see more Mickey Barley Bombs, but also kind of sad that I'm going to see more of these out there because they're extremely annoying and very hard to get around. Next up, we're going to jump over to the Oceanics, and this is what I like about Barley. He can fit, and we're going to talk about this mainly with the Onward video, but Barley can fit into just about any faction team and make that team better altogether. So looking at Oceanics, this is more of a unique one altogether. Bubbles is going to be that +1, and you have Stitch, who actually doesn't have a huge AoE. He's the one exception because of the damage that he can do. Now, Stitch is a little bit easier to mess up because of all the charges going on the field, and he could use that guaranteed crit. But if you make it work, it's flat out ridiculous. So you're going to first use that upgrade on Stitch to give him attack up and that stop touching me, which typically you like to use the basic. You can see right here this crazy basic damage that we can do with a guaranteed crit. But on this specific build-up, you're going to do stop touching me. You're going to go ahead and gain turn meter based on having just bubbles out on the battlefield. You're going to naturally get speed turn meter by the moves abilities. Then you're going to have Barley go and give his quest of yore back to Stitch. And what's going to happen is you're going to have a crit power up, a guaranteed crit, attack up, and you're going to throw the freaking blue punch buggy right at your opponents, effectively completely clearing the battlefield. The damage is absolutely insane. And then if that wasn't enough, if you happen to have a T8 Stitch for everyone he killed and per Oceanic teammate, he's going to be getting turn meter for each of that. So he has a very good Barley Bomb possibility and is one of the more unique ones out there. Next up is Pretty Quick and a character that at T8 is getting a lot more attractive. Let's talk about the Big Bad Wolf. Now, BBW had a Barley Bomb without even having Barley before he got fixed. He was laying out some ridiculous damage altogether, but because of his multiplier for facing against hero units, so anyone that's not a villain, plus having Barley, plus this TA offense stats, he's going to have himself a very big huff and puff bomb. His is very straightforward, and really what's great about him is A, you're going to remove all the taunts on the field. Very helpful with his kit altogether, but you can also combine that with his TA and you can use his sheep clothing ability to get an extra turn and lay out a devastating hit on the enemy. Very easy with BBW. You can make him work in plenty of teams and definitely a really free-to-play and mid-game favorite. Next up is the Dash. This is not going to be anything complicated. It's what you guys have seen here before. Dash's kit is naturally built up on critical hits altogether, so you give him the Barley Bomb, he's going to do heads up straight into this bad boy, and then he's going to just demolish the enemy team. We've seen this before with Maurice and the Dashing Beast team, but altogether, Dash just loves manipulating guaranteed crits, plus that critical power up is going to have him dealing insane damage numbers, not only in PvP, but also the raid. Let's get on to our last 3 characters on today's video. We're going to go next to Ian, which again, I'm going to try to not talk too much about the Onward team right now, as we do have a video coming out later on them. You guys know it. You saw it from my Twitter again. The damage that Ian can put out is some of the most in the game. And the reason Barley Bomb works so well with Ian, well, there's natural synergy there, and you're going to get that big AoE attack out there very quickly. There is some cons, as that AoE attack does do a lot better with harmful effects on the field, but Ian is a natural great selection for the Barley Bomb, and we'll leave it at that until the next video. Donald Duck is a sensational 6 character that since Mickey has come out really hasn't gotten a lot of love, but with Barley Bombs, he definitely has stepped up to the plate and can really deliver some crazy blows. Now, if you haven't invested in Donald Duck, he's actually a really solid character that, when teamed up with a Barley Bomb, can lay out some devastating damage. So let's look at Donald Duck's kit, and if you look at the last straw, this is going to be the Barley Bomb right here. So first of all, it is going to start out on a cooldown, but that's what that magic reduction is for altogether. And you can see here, the more buffs that is on Donald Duck, or status effects for that matter, the more damage he's going to do. So this naturally pairs up for a very good AoE. Pair that up with Daisy Duck, pair that up with a lot of different characters, and you're looking at a very quick and fast Barley Bomb. And also, Donald Duck can tank. He can do great basic attacks. I like Donald. He is there kind of like Stitch, where he can use that crit early by counterattacking just like Stitch. But if you line it up correctly and you use that last straw, you're looking for a big big hit. Yes, I know. I say straw funny. It's the Texan in me, all right? And for the last character of today's list, this isn't going to blow anybody's mind. She recently went from A+ to all the way to S tier, and that is Go-Go. If you guys don't know, we've been talking about Go-Go on the channel here for a while. Go-Go is absolutely ridiculous. She can do damage that just... it doesn't make sense what she can pump out there. And at Gear 8, it's even more crazy. A simple Hero Hamada upgrade to Go-Go with the attack up can wipe out enemies with 0 resistance. Really, any move that she has is going to put out big damage. But when you combine this with a Barley Bomb, just look. Now, what I love about Go-Go is you can use the Barley Bomb on either Woman Up or 0 resistance. And the fact that you already have Hero Hamada in there, you're going to naturally get that speed increase with the leadership. This is definitely one for you free-to-play players or mid-game or really any point of the game that is going to scale very well down all the way through the end of the meta. And just is ridiculous damage altogether. And Cozy Club, that's going to be it for the Barley Bomb. Just some stuff we didn't talk about. Put a Speed Stone on Barley so that you make sure that that turn order kind of works out well. Or you want to manipulate your team a little bit to make sure that there's the right turn order so that you can get that bomb off. But altogether, you should leave your freaking enemy just stunned by what happened in the big damage that you can lay out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this kind of team concentrated Barley Bomb video. We've got a lot more coming out. A big week of videos, my friends. If you haven't already, go ahead and join the Cozy Club. I'll be putting all the Barley Bomb facts and graphics within my Discord, which we completely revamped and got it all nice and neat for 2021. So check down in the description below to join the Discord. And until next time, my friends, stay cozy.